In this slideshow, we present the story of Samba, the son of Lord Krishna, who not only founded several sun temples in the Indian subcontinent but also turned out to be the cause of annihilation of the Yadav dynasty of Krishna. Once a long and fierce combat was fought between Lord Krishna and Jambavant for the Syamtik jewel. Jambavant, who was a devotee of Lord Ram, incarnation of Lord Vishnu, eventually realized that Krishna was none other than Lord Vishnu himself and immediately surrendered and gave up the jewel to Krishna. He then offered his maiden daughter, Jamvati, in marriage to Krishna. Krishna accepted both and returned to Dwarka. When Jamvati could not bear a child for a long time, she requested Krishna to pray to Lord Shiva for a child. Pleased with the prayers, Shiva appeared as Ardhanarishwar and blessed the couple. A son was eventually born to Jamvati, who was named Samba. Once Samba was old enough, Krishna sent him to Indraprastha to live with the Pandavas. Samba learned archery from Arjuna and mace fighting from Balram. Samba became a potent chariot fighter. The eldest of the Kaurav brothers, Duryodhan, hosted Swayamvar for his daughter Lakshmana. Samba, however, had always wanted to marry Lakshmana. He broke into the assembly and eloped with Lakshmana. The Kuru princes and kings were enraged at this and immediately started chasing them. Eventually, Samba was captured. When the Yadav princes heard about this, they were enraged and decided to attack Hastinapur. But Balram pacified them and went alone to Hastinapur to bring back Samba and Lakshmana. On being stopped from entering, a furious Balram started destroying Hastinapur with his plough. The terrified Kurus placed Samba and Lakshmana in front of Balram and pacified him. Balram then took Samba and Lakshmana to Dwarka, where they were married in the presence of Krishna and Jamvati. Samba turned out to be a naughty young boy who loved to play pranks. Once, Samba disguised himself as a pregnant woman and along with his friends, mocked some visiting sages. The sages, using their divine vision, saw through the disguise and became furious. They cursed Samba that he would eventually give birth to an iron club and this club would eventually cause the annihilation of the Yadav clan of Krishna. An iron club then formed inside the belly of Samba, which eventually came out of him. The boys confided their troubles to King Ugrasen, the father of Krishna. Ugrasen advised that the club be broken up, powdered and thrown into the sea. However, a small part of the club, an iron spike, couldn't be destroyed, so it was just thrown into the sea without powdering. Once, a few of the junior wives of Krishna were bathing in a pond. Samba approached, and they became attracted to his beauty. Samba then consorted with them in the pond. When Krishna learned about this, he was furious and cursed Samba with leprosy. Jamvati fervently pleaded with Krishna for mercy for her son. Krishna finally relented and advised Samba to visit sage Katak. Sage Katak advised Samba to do penance and please Surya, the sun god. Samba then went to banks of the Chandrabhaga river in Mitravan. He constructed a Surya temple and then performed 12 years of arduous penance to please the sun god. Finally, Surya appeared and instructed him to bathe in the river. Samba did as instructed and his leprosy was cured. It is said that the Multan Sun Temple and Konark Sun Temple were both built by Samba after this incident. Then Samba returned to Dwarka and reunited with his family. Over the years, the powdered iron club of Samba washed onto the shore and grew into sharp blades of arak grass. Once during festivities on the seashore, a fight broke out among members of the Yadav clan. The combatants started using the blades of grass to injure each other and soon the entire clan was destroyed. Distraught with the loss, Balram gave up his life and left for his heavenly abode. In the meanwhile, the unround bit of iron had ended up in the stomach of a fish that was eventually caught by a hunter named Zara, who then used the piece as the tip of an arrow. One day, while Krishna was meditating under a tree, Zara mistook his partly visible heel of the left foot of Krishna as a deer's ear and shot at it. When he discovered that it was Krishna that he had shot fatally, he was burdened with guilt. Yet Krishna, who knew that it was time for him to shed his mortal incarnation, forgave Zara and left for his heavenly abode.